Okay. Now, welcome to today's session. Today, we'll just get our feet dirty as far as technical analysis is concerned, right? Now, before we go into technical analysis and all that, I just want you to understand the type of players which are there in the market, right? Because technical analysis is one thing, this can be used by all kind of people in the market, right? Whether you are a day trader, whether you are a swing trader, position trader, or an investor. Now let's understand who's a day trader. Day trader is who holds a position for a day or less, right? So when we call it intraday trading, so what these guys do, let's say, uh, I buy 100 shares of Reliance, right? At let's say 9:20 in the morning, and I have to close my position max by 3:30 on the same very day, right? Profit hua, loss hua, I have to go home with whatever is there. I cannot take my position to next day, right? So that is usually what a day trader does. In the same day, he buys also, and in the same day, he squares off that transaction. Closing a position also called as square off the transaction, right? That is what a day trader does. Swing trader is basically who buys today and keeps that trade for several days. Let's say I buy 100 shares of Reliance and I am hopeful that after a week or 20 days, some good news is going to come for Reliance and I can sell Reliance for a profit. So let's say today I bought at 100. Tomorrow the Reliance can go to 130 and I can get this 30 rupees per share as a profit, right? That is a swing trader. Third kind of person, which is quite similar to swing trading, is a positional trader. He will hold a position for several weeks जब तक उसको profit नहीं होता है. Hmm? Let's say if the market turns negative, even they have to sometimes cut off their position at a loss and come out. And then the last one is the investor, who has the longest holding period, right? So you would have heard from a lot of people that you should invest in a stock market for a long term perspective. So those kind of people are called as investors. They buy a stock today, keep them for years altogether, and see the profit going up or down, whatever it is. So just understand it from a very high level perspective. There are four kind of players: day trader, swing trader, position trader, and investor. Okay. Now all of them use technical analysis in one way or another. Now, first, let's also understand what is a long trade and what is a short trade. Hmm? Long trade is you are bullish on the market. Means आपको लगता है price ऊपर जाएगा, right? That is your view. Whether it is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It is your view. My view can be totally opposite. My view can be no, market will go down. So I can take a different trade altogether. Your view is you are bullish, you want to take a long trade. When you say long trade, usually what people do, let's say if I buy something at 100, I set a stop loss at 95. Hmm? And I give a target of 120. Okay, it can be a mental target, or let's say there are some platforms where you can actually set in a target in your this thing in your order from where you give the orders, right? So let's say if I buy something at 100, I can set a stop loss for 95 and set a target for 120. This is called as a long trade. Now, if I win, how much I will win? 20 rupees. If I lose, maximum, how much amount can I lose? 5 rupees. Maximum I can lose 5 rupees. Correct? This is what is a long trade. Short trade is ulta. Short trade, I am assuming the market will go down. So in such case, what happens? I sell at 100. ये थोड़ा काउंटर इंट्यूटिव रहेगा for some people. I sell at 100 first. I don't have a share. I don't have shares, but I can sell it. Okay. And if market goes up, then I will start making losses. So that's why I keep a stop loss at 105. The more the market falls, more money I can make. Okay. Now, everyone cannot do this. Usually, intraday traders do the short position, and using FNO, you can do short position, right? So I think I had a slide which I had hidden. There was a slide, I believe. Yeah. You can do a short trade by selling a call, selling a future, or buying a put. Okay. So just understand that these things are possible. Now, the problem with people, those who are shorting the market, they don't have shares. So what they do, they sell something at 100 today. Okay. They sell something at 100 today, and with a hope that if the market goes down to 80, imagine you have sold something for 100 and you buy it back at 80. हम्म? आपने मान लो अपने किसी से दोस्त से उधार लिए 20 शेयर और आपने वो 20 शेयर बेच दिए. आपने दोस्त से उधार लिया एट व्हाट प्राइस? एट 100 रुपीज. करेक्ट. मार्केट में उसका प्राइस गिर गया तो आपने 20 रुपए का मुनाफा कमा लिया. ओके. नाउ, so this is what is just a basic difference between long and short. नहीं समझ में आया, don't worry, we'll go deep into how you can short the market, how you can go long on the market. Just understand the concept that these two kind of things you can do at the market level. Now, there is something called as position sizing. Okay. Let's say you are ready to risk 100 rupees. Sorry, 1000 rupees. You are ready to risk 1000 rupees. Your entry is at 100. Stop loss is 95 and target is, let's say, 120. So in case of an unfavorable trade, when I say unfavorable trade, I mean to say, let's say आपने ये trade लिया. Instead of going up, market goes down. You wanted market to go up, but it went down. How much will you lose? You will lose 5 rupees per share. How much you are ready to lose overall? 1000 rupees. Now, how much quantity you should do so that your maximum loss is limited to 1000? It is 200 shares. 5 rupees per share into 200 is 1000 rupees is the answer which will come in case you want to risk that 1000 rupees. Clear? Now, please understand, you don't have to have a win ratio of 100%. If you see this chart tells you on the left hand side you have risk to reward ratio. इस case में you are risking 5 rupees, correct? What is the reward? Reward is 20 rupees. Clear? Risk is 5, reward is 20. Means you fall somewhere over here. Your risk to reward ratio is 1:4. Even if you get your strike rate even at 40%, let's say you take 100 trades, out of that, only if 40 are giving you profit, overall you will still be profitable. Even if your 30% trades goes right, still you will be profitable. Even if your 20% trade go right, 80% I'm assuming you will lose money. Even if 20% trade goes right, you will still break even. Okay. So remove that myth that all your trades should be profitable. If the risk to reward ratio is 1:4, Even if you do a 20% winning trades, still you will win. Okay. Now, I'll skip this. I'll not talk about it here now. Okay. Now let's this was just a small background I wanted to fix before we go into technicals. Now, what do you mean by technical analysis? Anyone? Can you type in the chat? What do you think? What is technical analysis?
Reading the charts.
Okay, reading the charts. What else?
Predicting future, seeing the past data.
Predicting future, seeing the past data. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now, when we talk about technical analysis, it simply means you study two to three things. First, you study historical price data, plus you see the trading volume. This gives you a indication whether whatever is happening on the chart, is that correct or not? Okay. You see the price, historical price, you see the trading volume. Basis this, you predict future price movements. There are only two things: historical price data, trading volume. Basis this, you predict future price movements. Okay. And this knowledge, whatever knowledge you gain here, this helps you shape your investment decisions. Correct? Now, is it realistic to expect technical analysis will always produce accurate prediction of all stocks, of all index? Do you think it's realistic to expect that? What do you think? Is it realistic that technical analysis is 100% accurate? Maheji says no. Correct. Dheeraj also says no. See, please understand, technical analysis is just like weather prediction. Okay. And our weather department is very famous. When they say there is a cyclone coming up, nothing comes up. And when they say there is a sunshine, okay, there will be a dry spell, same day rain comes. Okay. So please understand, technical analysis is just like weather prediction. Okay. It cannot give you absolute prediction that this event is going to happen. Okay. But it will just tell you what is likely to happen. Okay. It will not tell you with 100% guarantee that whatever you are seeing on the chart, that will be 100% accurate or not. And basis that, whatever inference you have figured out, whether that will be correct or not. It will not do that. But it will just give you a high level indication of what is likely to happen. Okay. Just see, there is no black and white. There are some gray areas. So it will just give you a high level prediction. Now, why it cannot give you 100% prediction? Let me tell you one simple example. Let's say I am a very big shareholder of Reliance. And I have, let's say, 10 crore Reliance shares with me. Okay. I am facing some financial difficulty. My financial difficulty, or whatever I am facing currently, and I have not, as of today, I have not sold anything. Okay. My issues will not be seen on a technical chart. Understand it. Okay. Now, if I want quick cash, let's say Reliance is trading today at 1200 rupees. Okay. And I had purchased them when, or my cost for Reliance is, let's say, 400 rupees. So I am already sitting on a profit of 800 rupees per share. Okay. Now imagine if I just click a button on my computer or tell my broker or someone to offload these 10 crore shares, what's going to happen? Reliance will fall like anything. Okay. Because if so much supply of share comes for Reliance, price is gonna fall, correct? So please understand, it is the money which moves the market. Charts doesn't move the market. Understand it. If somebody is telling you he will give you 100% accurate prediction, run away from that person. Okay, because that is not in their hands. Even Mukesh Bhai cannot tell you, Mukesh Ambani cannot say that Reliance will remain at this price for next 2 weeks. There are so many other players who have a lot of chunks of Reliance, right? Any big investor, when he wants to sell, the price may fall. Okay, if they sell in that high quantity. So please understand, technical analysis can just give you a high level indication. It is not absolute truth. Okay. Now, it consists of study of charts and patterns. So this we are going to learn. Hmm? And this is a very good tool to understand the psychology of the market. Okay. Now, before we go into technical, just one quick one slide on fundamental versus technical so that we are clear. Fundamental will do at the end because that's going to take a lot of time. Okay. Fundamental analysis, this is basically relevant for long-term investments. Okay. While technicals are usually for short-term. Function of fundamental analysis is usually for investing and for trading both. Technical is usually used for short-term trading, wherein you want to make a profit and cut out your position or move out of that trade. Objective of fundamental analysis is to find the fair value of a security. When I say fair value of a security, it means what is the intrinsic value of a stock. If a stock is selling today at 1,000 rupees, is it worth 1,000 rupees or it is actually only worth 200 rupees? Right? Those things you will learn in fundamental. Technical analysis doesn't talk all that. Okay. It will just tell you what is the right time to enter, what is the right time to exit, and it will also talk a bit about the trends which are forming in the market. Fundamental analysis use both past data, how the company has performed, who are the directors, how much profit they have, how much revenue they have, what kind of products they are selling, with which all companies this particular company has a collaboration with. So it talks about past, present, and future. All. Okay. Technical analysis majorly talks only about past data. You can make some inference about future, but usually it is only you are relying only on the past data and past trends. And fundamentally, you use things like annual report, what is happening in the economy, what if Donald Trump increases the tariff, right? All those things will come under fundamental analysis of a stock. Technical, majorly it's chart. Simple. In case of fundamental, you will need to know about concepts like price earning ratio, return on equity, return on capital employed, all those calculation stuff. Technical maybe hai, but there are some indicators like RSI is there, Bollinger Bands is there. We'll learn all that. Okay. Fundamental usually is used to identify overvalued or undervalued stocks, while technical is mainly for when to buy, when to sell. Chali, now I think you have decent enough knowledge. I think there are one or two more slides about this. But okay, let's get this clarified and then we can dive into technicals. There is one more thing. Technical analysis is 80% behavior of people. See, please understand, in the short term, markets are sensitive to news. So 80% is all about what are the people thinking, right? 20% is logical in case of technical. Fundamental is only 20% about humans, their emotions, their greed, their fear. 80% is logical. Okay. I will not say this is right, that is wrong. Both of them have their own place. One major assumption which technical analysis makes is price is indisputable and it reflects the collective market knowledge. So when I say collective market knowledge, technical analysis assumes that whatever is known for a particular company or for a particular share, hmm, whether you know it or not, somebody might be knowing it, correct? Some foreign institutional investor, some mutual fund house, he will have some knowledge and that will get reflected on the price of that stock or that security. Hmm? So they assume that price is indisputable. They don't talk about intrinsic value, इतना पी बढ़ेगा, ये सब होगा, वो सब बातें वो नहीं करते हैं. वो आज के भाव भगवान है, सिंपल भाषा में, right? If you have not watched Scam 992, please do watch on Sony Live. Okay. So it tells you that if you are able to interpret price, it is kind of understanding the market forces. Hmm? And it is more of an art than science because same chart, if I will see and some other person will see, both of us can have a different interpretation. Okay. Please understand, once you learn the basics, you will need to create your own style, right? I can tell you what my style is, what all indicators I use so that you can have that basic understanding. But if the more you practice, the more you use it, then only you will be able to get to that those things which are working for you, right? Because every person's capital is different. The kind of trades what they do, that is different. skip this, बाद में करते हैं इसमें कुछ. चलिए. Now there are three major assumptions which are in technical analysis. First is this we already did. Bhav Bhagwan hai. So market discounts everything, right? Whatever knowledge is there in the market, it is being reflected in the price. That is a basic assumption which is there. Second assumption which technical analysis does is historic trends will repeat itself. So whenever these candles get formed, so whatever knowledge, whatever happened 2 years ago after that candle, that may repeat today also if same candle is kind of getting formed. Okay, so that's why you need to also understand the meaning of each and every candle. Okay. शुरू में or when you are just starting out, you may feel a bit difficult or there are so many candles. After this, what will happen? So I'm not able to understand this. But go through this recording 2-3 times. You will have absolute idea about what is the meaning of each and every candle. And see, if you start seeing some charts, after some time you will yourself be able to make out अच्छा इसके बाद ये price ऊपर जाएगा या price नीचे जाएगा, because you have that knowledge about those candles. And third thing is market price move in trends. So when I say move in trends, so let's see this. Okay. This is, there are three kind of trends which happen in the market. आप कोई भी chart देखोगे, these three things only will happen. There is nothing, there is no fourth trend which will come. First thing is, it is an uptrend. Means price बढ़ रहा है. Correct? Now, what is the indication of an uptrend? You make higher and higher highs. Can you see? Higher and higher highs. If let's say if this is 100, this is 120. So you make higher and higher highs. Okay. Same way, let's say this is 80. And let's say this is 110, right? So you make higher and higher highs and you make higher and higher lows. Correct? So that is an indication of an uptrend. Clear? Second is, so still if you have not understood, if you just see the peaks, this peak is at this level, the other peak is at a much higher level than this. Correct? So this means At this particular point of time, this stock is in an uptrend. Same way, if you see the bottom or the lows are also going up and up and up, right? This means this is an uptrend. Clear? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Second is downward. When you say downward, what happens? Your highs are becoming lower and lower. Let's say if this was 100, now it is 80. So your highs are becoming lower and lower. Same way, your lows are becoming lower and lower. That is an example of a downtrend. Even if you're not understanding, don't worry. When you see in the actual chart, you will understand this. Just understand the concept first. There are three kind of trends: uptrend, downtrend, and third one is sideways. When I say sideways, it means market is just moving in this channel. Okay, market is moving in this channel. If you see here, all the highs are at a same level. ये इतना exact तो नहीं बनेगा, but just understand it is more from a theory perspective that all the highs or all the lows are at the same level or almost at the same level. This is example of a sideways trend. Clear? So three trends are there: uptrend, downtrend, sideways trend. चलिए. Now let's see. This is a very simple basic chart. This is basically a line chart. Okay, let me sorry. Let me open actual. Okay, let's see Reliance, right? Now, okay, so this is a line chart. What you just saw here, this is a line chart. Okay, this is a very simple line chart. Now, if you read the bottom table, what it tells us? This tells us when the market opened today, it opened at 2750. Okay. The previous close was at 2743. Okay. Total volume, how many shares were bought and sold? That was close to 70 lakhs, 69 lakh shares were bought and sold. Total volume of that trade is close to 1900 crores. Okay. 52-week low and 52-week high for Reliance. It was at when I made this, it was between 2180 to 2802. Okay. Today's low and today's high is 2725 is low and high is 2760. Okay. So even if you go to Grow or whatever platform you are using, if you see Reliance, if you just go down, see, same details are available here. So if you see, you click on this volume. Volume or trading volume is the total number of stock traded, both bought and sold on the exchange on that particular day. Value is the total value of the stock which got traded on that particular day. 52-week low for this Reliance, right, is 1156. 52-week high means पिछले 52 हफ्तों में what was the high price at which Reliance was trading? It was 1608. And this small triangle is giving you an indication whether it is towards the high or towards the 52 weeks low. So it is towards the 52 weeks low. Okay. This is for that particular day. So this is now today market is closed. So this is for the last day, Friday, I believe, right? Oh, sorry. Today is Sunday, na? अच्छा, हाँ. Friday को ये रहेगा चार्ट आपका. Friday को the range which Reliance made was between 1270 to 1281. Clear? But there is a problem with this kind of a chart. Let's say if I'm a day trader, I want to have my position every 5 minutes. But this chart is not giving me that info. It is telling me this is a daily chart. This is for one day. This chart is getting formed. I want to have a chart which gives me more information. And this is useless for me. This is not giving me any trend or anything. For some people, let's say if my investment horizon is 5 years, then okay, I can still make something out of this chart. But it is not that much useful for a trader. Now, what happens? Same information can also be shown via this chart. Okay, you would have seen these kind of a chart wherein you will see a lot of red and a lot of green stuff. This chart is called as open high low close, because as a technical trader you need to have knowledge about all these aspects, because this chart can help you do a trend analysis, understand where is support, where is resistance. It will help you for understanding the candlesticks, what kind of candles are getting formed. It will help you to understand whether that particular stock is volatile or not, and it will also help you go in depth into the historical performance analysis of a chart. Okay. Now, how to make this? I'll come to that in a bit. How to read this, sorry. Now, first, let's see if this is a chart. I'll again go back to, I'll use Grow or some other platform, but TCAPS. This stuff is common on majority of the platforms. So let's say Reliance for the time being. I click on the terminal. This is the chart. Okay. Let me select daily chart. And if you see this line here, if I click this and select candles, see now this some red and green stuff has come, right? Correct? Some red and green stuff has come. Now, let's say if I take this candle, right? I believe you are able to see this. This is quite small, but right, this one, this candle. I cannot mark it, but can I mark with something? Okay, yeah, this one. Now, this small candle can give us a lot of information. If you note one thing, on the left hand side, there is some HLC. Why I'm not able to see this should be okay. Let's choose this. Yeah. Okay. So on the left hand side, this section, just see this section where I'm pointing out. You see, you are able to see some OHLC, correct? If I go to any candle, let's say this candle, 7th March 25, you are able to see OHLC. O means open price for Reliance on that particular day. Okay. H means what was the high price of Reliance on that particular day. Okay. L means what was the lowest price for Reliance on that particular day. C means what was the closing price of Reliance on that particular day. Clear? If you note here, this is the open. It is close to 1216, correct? 1216. This is the open. Same candle. What is the high? This is the high. Okay. 1254. What was the low? 1212. And what is the close? Close is 1249. Okay. Now, understand this concept and then we'll maybe see more charts. Now, why does a green or red candle gets formed? Okay. Understand this concept. This is the very basic concept of technical analysis. Understand why red or green candle gets formed. Okay. Now, let's say Reliance or be it any share. Let's say it opens at 100 rupees. Okay. Today market opens at 915. Reliance starts trading at 100 rupees. As soon as Reliance opens at 100, suddenly there is a bad news that Saudi Arabia is removing his investment from Reliance, right? That can come. The stock falls to, let's say, 80 rupees. Okay. I will give you all practical stuff. So Reliance started trading at 100, market opened. Suddenly there was a bad news that Saudi Arabia has decided to take out its money from Reliance. It can be any other news, right? Ambani is not well. That can also be a news. And it can be anything. Akash Ambani, he missed his flight. It can be any damn news and stock will fall. Okay. So let's say it started at 100. Some bad news comes, Reliance falls to 80. Hmm? After 2 hours, or maybe after some time, there's a clarification from Saudi Arabia ruler that no. It is a fake news. It is some AI driven news. We are actually investing or doubling our investment in Reliance. What happens? Reliance shoots up to, let's say, 150. Okay, that is the high of Reliance. Then suddenly some analyst says, no, that is correct. Saudi Arabia wants to invest in Reliance, but what will happen to Indian sovereignty and all that kind of story comes in. That so kind of they are projecting it is okay, but not so great for our country, right? The price closes at, let's say, 140 or 130, whatever it is. Now, this happens with every stock, every index, every day in the market. Okay. There is an open price at which on that particular day the stock opened. There will be a low price. Okay. The lowest price at that the lowest price at which that stock was getting traded. There will be a high price. Okay. And then there will be a closing price. Now, the whole point of telling this all story is if your closing price, okay, if your closing price is more than your open price, remember this thing. If your closing price is more than open price, it will be a green candle. Okay. Open was at 100, close was at 140. It meets the condition that close is greater than open. Correct? Means it will form a green candle. Clear? Now, whatever these small dundies you are seeing, this is also called as wick of a candle or shadow. This is called as an upper shadow. This is called as the real body, right? And this is called as a lower shadow of a candle. Clear? So here, close price is more than open. It will be a green candle. Now let's see in the chart. Let's say this one, 20th March. Okay. What is the open price? Open price was at 1251. See here on the left hand side. Open price 1251. Forget 0.85 for the time being. Close price is 1269. Closing price is higher than open price means it will form a green candle. Clear? Now let's see red candle. You note the open price here. Open price is 1260.05. Okay. What is the closing price? 1247.9. Here, open is higher than closing. Okay. Means it will be a red candle. Clear what? Let me show here as well. In case of a red candle, or you can also call it a bearish candle, stock opens at 100. Same story. Stock opens at 100. Again, same story of Saudi Arabia is kind of removing its money from Reliance. Stock fell to, let's say, 70 rupees. From 100, it fell to 70 because it is a very negative news for Reliance as a company. Clear? Stock fell. Everybody is crying, array, the stock fell now. Reliance is not good for investment and all that. Those kind of news cycles are going on in the TV. Modi ji comes online or he just puts a tweet. We have full confidence in Reliance's ability, right? Uh, we need not worry about anything, right? Stock zooms back to 110. After that tweet from Modi ji, some other people, some analysts, they start giving, yeah, no, Saudi is a very important member. Unless and until Reliance does not have money from Saudi, Reliance cannot perform. They will just list down 10 different reasons why Reliance cannot perform without Saudi Arabia's investment. What happens? Market again falls. And it closes at 80. Okay. Now what happens here? Reliance opened at 100, closes at 80. So here the condition was if close is greater than open, it will be a green candle. Okay. Here the condition is if open is greater than, sorry, it has become Z, but understand this is greater than. If open is greater than close, it will be a red candle. Clear? This is bare minimum basic which you need to understand. So that you know how a green candle gets formed, how a red candle gets formed. Okay. Now let's move ahead. Yeah, and the story remains same. This is upper shadow. This is lower shadow. Now, why this is white and why this is black? The difference is it just says that in some, if you go to some old textbooks and all that about technical analysis, green candle is also shown as a white candle. Okay, and red candle is also shown as a black candle. I don't know the reason, but it may be that at that time when the printing was not that much developed, they would have used these kind of colors. Okay, but concept doesn't change. Concept remains the same. Now, same thing I think we already did. So now you know what is a green, what is a red. So you go anywhere in this chart. Okay, let's see this. Open is 1372.98. Close is 1397. Close is higher than open, right? That means it's a green candle. Let's see this one. Open is 1492. Close is 1464. Means closing price is lower than the open price. That is why this red candle. Clear? Now, please understand these candles tell a story. Okay, these are not just mere candles. They tell you a great deal of story about what market players are thinking. Okay, now let's understand the market psychology by seeing these candles. Then you will start appreciating whatever knowledge these candles are giving. Okay, now let's first do bullish candles. When you say bullish candles, all these, if you see all these candles, what we learned in the past, we learned if close is higher than open, it is a bullish candle or green candle. Now see, this is close, 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 this is open, this is open, this is open, this is open, this is open. In all the scenario, close is higher than the open. Agree? On the left hand side, let's say you have the stop price. Now we had also discussed that these candles also have a wick or the shadow, you call it. In this case, there is no wick. This means this is the most bullish candle. Market opens at 100. Saudi says, I want to invest $200 billion in Reliance. Okay. And then all the jigman starts. All the analysts will start coming on the TV and will say that soon Reliance share price will be at 500 rupees, right? So there is lot of positive sentiments towards Reliance share, and people are ready to buy at any price. So as soon as the Reliance opens at 100, it keeps going up, 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 up. There is no rest for Reliance on that particular day, and it closes at, let's say, 140. This is the most bullish candle. This kind of candle is also called as Marubozu. Okay, वो हम आगे जाके पढ़ेंगे. This kind of candle is also called as Marubozu candle. Whenever you see this kind of a candle in any chart, this means it is indicator of bullishness. Okay, this is indicator of bullishness. Let's see if we can see this kind of a candle in Reliance. में थोड़ा शायद मिलना मुश्किल है, but let's see. रिलायंस में थोड़ा ये मिलना मुश्किल है इस टाइप का कैंडल. See, this is not this one. This is, if you see this candle, 14th Feb, this is kind of an indication, but there is still is a small wick here, right? But it is kind of a very, very bullish candle, right? और कहाँ पे हो सकता है? Not in Reliance. Can I see some other stock? कौन सा स्टॉक भागा अभी? गेल, गेल में देखते हैं. No, not exactly. This can be, you can say 5th March, थोड़ा बहुत bullish है ये, but still there is a small wick, right? So ideally, when there is not any wick, that kind of a candle, we call it as a Marubozu candle. Okay. So this is the most bullish candle which you can see on any chart. You also understood the logic. There is no upper wick, there is no lower wick. Okay. Because see, when you start thinking like that, you will get a lot of knowledge about what exactly these candles are telling us. What kind of meaning are they giving? So as soon as the price opens, there is no stopping. It keeps on moving up, 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 and up. Okay. Second most bullish candle is this. In this case, if you see, this is open, this is low, this is close. There is no high. There is no high here. What we had learned, there will be an open, low, close, and high. In this case, there is no high here, right? Now understand, see, if you are not able to remember it, don't worry. Just understand the logic. Okay. Now let's say this share, same Reliance ही पकड़ते हैं आज. It opens at 100. Okay. Suddenly a bad news. Sorry, this is 130, not 100. My bad. It opens at, let's say, 130. Okay. Suddenly a bad news comes. India, China is going for a war. Can be any damn thing. The stock fell to 100. Okay. It made a low of 100. Then Mr. Jaishankar comes on the TV and he says, no, situation is under control. We already have discussion with the Chinese foreign minister, and there is no issue. There is no war, which is kind of in the horizon. So we are working together with the Chinese counterparts, and we will hope for good future for both Indian and Chinese people. Basic stuff, right? Which you hear every day in and out on TV. Understand how those things affect your markets. Reliance opened at 130, so 130 price, some bad news, some bad rumor, it fell to 100. After Jaishankar's statement, it goes from 100 and closes at 140. One way journey from 100 to 140. Okay. And this all things happened in one single day. In this case, I'm assuming this is a daily chart. Okay. So here, this is open, this is low, this is close slash high. Clear? This is the second most bullish candle. You will see this kind of a candle later on also. This candle is also known as a hammer. If you see the top, it looks like an hammer, right? We will learn this maybe in the next session or so. This looks like a hammer, right? So this candle is also an indication of, let's say, there the stock is in a free fall, the stock is falling. As soon as you see this kind of a candle, this is an indication of trend may reverse. Okay. So that is another use of this kind of a candle. This is the second most bullish candle. Now see the third candle. This is a normal candle which you will see in plenty on a stock. इसमें क्या हो रहा है? स्टॉक ओपन हुआ 110 पे. It made a low of, let's say, 100. It made a high of 140. And finally, at the end of the day, it closed at 130. It is just business as usual. It is just a normal candle. There is nothing exciting about this candle because there will be market forces. कुछ बेचेंगे तो गिरेगा, कुछ खरीदेंगे तो चढ़ेगा. It is just a normal candle. इसमें कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा, you don't have to look too much into this, right? But just understand, this is low, this is open, this is close, and this is high. Okay, this is the normal bullish candle. Then there is something called as a neutral bullish. Neutral bullish means stock opened at 120. So see, when I say 120, this can be any price. I'm just giving you an example so that you understand the logic. This can be 1000 also, this can be 10,000 also, depending upon which stock chart you are looking at. So just to tell you, let's say if I open a chart of MRF. Here, the stock price is, if you see the open, 105500. Per stock, one single stock will cost you 1 lakh rupees. If you want to own one stock of MRF, it is going to cost you 1 lakh rupees. Okay. And the close is 107839. Okay. So whenever I say open, low, high, whatever, it will depend on which stock you are looking at. I'm just giving you a concept first. This is, let's say, a normal or a neutral bullish candle. Let's say it opens at 120. It falls to 100, makes a high of 140, and then फिर वापस से गिर के वो 125 पे जाके बंद हो जाता है. Right? Means neither bulls are in command nor bears are in command. Okay? स्टॉक ओपन हुआ 120 पे, गिरते ही काफी ज्यादा लोग बेचने आ गए स्टॉक को. राइट? स्टॉक गिरता गया 100 पे आया. When stock fell at 100, lot of people, those who were waiting for price to fall, they jumped in, they put their orders, and stock price went to 140. Correct? Now, जब stock price 140 पे आया, there was another set of people जो अपना profit book करना चाहते हैं. उन्होंने stock को बेचना शुरू कर दिया. Okay? And price fell at back to 125. Means this is a neutral kind of a position. Neither bulls are strong nor bears are strong. It is kind of a, you can say, stalemate between bears and bulls, buyers and sellers. Okay. Same way, our last bullish candle is, see, understand, ये मैं भी candle खत्म नहीं कर रहा हूँ. ये आपका अभी, it is just a getting you ready for these candles. We'll go in depth into each and every candle. Okay, this is just to give you a high level overview first. This is the least bullish candle. Why we say it's a least bullish candle? Because stock opened at 100. It made it, as soon as it opened, it started going high. It went to 140. That became the high price for that stock. Okay. But it was not able to sustain such a high growth. As soon as the price reached 140, people started selling this. Okay. And because of too much of selling, price came back to 110. Okay. Now imagine this is a one single side selling. People are just selling it as soon as it hit 140. Okay. So this is the least bullish candle. So these are your 5 candles which tells you what is happening in market, right? Now, what we'll do same way for bearish. Yeah. Now see the bearish. If you just remember, for your sake, if you are new, just remember, for a bullish candle, open is here, close is here. You'll be able to figure things quickly. This is open, this is close. Okay. In case of a bearish candle, it is ulta. Open is above, close is niche. Right? See this? Here open is below, close is up. Here it is ulta. Open is up, close is niche. Now See what is happening in this chart. You start, let's say the stock opens at 140. Some bad news, it starts falling. Same day, there is no respite for the bulls. People are just selling the stock right, left, center. Because of so much of selling, the price has gone from 140 to 100. This is the most bearish candle. Okay, there is no wick. Okay, this is the most bearish candle. This is also called as bearish Marubozu. Okay, Marubozu is a Japanese term because please understand, technical analysis in this charting, it was started somewhere in Japan, okay, by rice traders. That's why when you go deep into technical analysis and charts and all that, you will hear lot of Japanese names, right? So these are not made by me. So please learn that because technical analysis was started somewhere in Japan. That's why you will get all these Japanese names, right? Marubozu. So most bearish candle. Second is, this is the second most bearish candle. Now here what is happening? Stock opens at 110. This is open, right? As soon as it opens, let's say it starts moving up. It reaches a high point, but is not able to sustain the momentum. It falls and closes at 100. This is the second most bearish candle. This is just like that, a normal bearish candle. This is close. Sorry, this is open. This is close. Okay, and this is your two wicks which are on the either side. This is neutral bearish. Neutral bearish means stock opened, it made a high, fell down to a very low level, again came back and closed at 110 or 125 or something, right? Sorry, this is what 120, close to 120. This is least bearish candle. This is the open. This is the close. The stock opened at 140. People started hammering the stock. It fell to 100. Some positive news came. It went back and then closed here. Okay. Now, this is the bare minimum basics which you need to understand if you really want to do technical analysis. So as of now, what we have learned about open, high, low, close chart. We learned what is a green candle, what is a red candle, how they get formed, and how these candles tell us a story. Now, you would have also seen this kind of a chart, like which I opened here, right? And if I go to this, you will see all this, right? 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. What is the meaning of that, right? You would have that question. Now, please understand, these are the time frames. Okay. When we say time frame, sorry, shoot. Then I go to the chart. When you select a daily time frame, okay, when you select a daily time frame, what happens? One candle will represent one day. Let's say if I select a daily time frame, one candle, see if I go to this place and just hover my cursor on this, it tells me 31st Jan 25. If I go here, 1st Feb 25. If I go here, 4th Feb 25, 6th Feb 25, right? So each candle represents one day. Clear? If you have selected daily here, each candle will represent one day. Okay. Now, Open is the opening price of that particular day. High will be the high price of that particular day. Low will be the lowest price of that particular day. And close will be the closing price of that particular day. So if you see in a year, roughly 252 such candles will get formed. Okay, the number of trading days, whatever the number of trading days will be there, those many candles will get formed. Okay, that is daily time frame. Now, let's say if I choose this to 30 minutes. Okay, now please see, each candle represents 30 minutes. See, if you see the cursor down, it is telling 18th March 11:15, 18th March 11:45. So what happened in past 30 minutes? 18th March 12:45, right? It tells you what happened in last 30 minutes. Okay. This will not change. The only thing what will change is, instead of giving you open price for the day, it will tell you open price for that last 30 minutes or for that last 15 minutes, whatever you are choosing, right? So if it is a 30 minutes, approximately 12 candles per day. Okay. If you do an intraday chart, 15 minutes, 25 candles per day. Same way, intraday 5 minutes chart, 75 candles per day. So if you choose 5 minutes here, see 21st March 10:40, 21st March 10:45, 21st March 10:50, 21st March 10:55. So every 5 minutes represents open, high, low, and close. Okay. See how dynamic is this? You cannot see all those things if you select a line chart. You will not be able to figure out it, even though it shows something has happened at 10:40, but as a trader, you need more information, not just a point, right? Because line chart is made through a single dot, while in case of a candle, you need 4 set of information: open, high, low, and close. Okay? I think this is clear. So you can choose whatever time frame you are looking at. You can even make it a weekly chart. When I say weekly, each candle represents 1 week. Okay. So if you see here, in this particular week of 25th December 23, let me go 25 here somewhere, right? This one, 17th March 25. This week, the open was 105200. High was 112799 for MRF. Low was 105200 and close was 112050. Each candle represents 1 week. It can also represent 1 month. Okay, so this gives you a flexibility to understand and dissect the information from 1 minute to 1 month. Okay, so you can see the information from different lenses and then take your trading decisions. Okay. Now, my last section for today, not last section, this is the last section I'll cover today. Now, which time frame to use? You will have this question. Now, please understand, the higher the time frame, more reliable the signal is. Higher the time frame, more reliable the signal is. Just remember this one line. Okay. And what kind of trader you are. If you are an intraday, you cannot use a monthly chart because you have to close your position within day. So usually intraday traders use either a 5-minute or a 15-minute chart, depending upon what trade setup they have and all that, right? Nobody is stopping them to use a 30-minute chart. They can also use a 30-minute chart. So again, I told you that it is more of a, you have to keep on exploring and then you will get to your own style, right? I personally I don't use a 30-minute chart. Either if I am doing, usually I don't do intraday. If I am doing any positional stuff, I will usually use a daily, weekly, or maybe a 5-minute chart. That is what I use. Okay. Usually, positional traders use a daily chart. Intraday trader use a 5-minute, 10-minute, or a 15 minutes time frame chart. Okay. Any questions till now in this, whatever we learned today? So I'll just quickly discuss what we learned. We discussed a high level, what is technical analysis, right? We also discussed about high level overview of fundamental versus technical. We learned about the trends which we have, uptrend, sideways, downtrend. We learned about open, high, low, close, or a candlestick charts. We learned about when does a green candle gets formed, when does a red candle forms, and what these candles teach us. What is the meaning of these candles, right? And then we learned about the time frame. Okay. So if you see the time frame on the right hand side, this is the price. Okay. And let me show Nifty ka chart. It's easy for you to understand. Okay, this is Nifty 50. Okay. On the right hand side, you are seeing the Nifty levels. On top, you have what is happening in Nifty on a daily basis, right? Every day, what is happening. So if you just zoom out a bit, you will see Nifty made a high of 26,200. Okay. And it was continuously falling, maybe with some hikes. Again, took support at this place, 21,800 or something, and started moving up. Okay. So this gives you a quick overview of what is happening. You can also use these zigzag charts. If I put zigzag as an indicator, right? So what we also learned about this piece. What we had discussed, if any stock or chart is making lower and lower highs, it means it's in a downtrend. So if you see this piece, this portion from 9th September onwards, so Nifty was clearly in a downtrend. This was the high, this is a lower high, this was the low, and hopefully now it will go up and then we'll see how it goes. Okay. Any questions till now pertaining to whatever we learned today? Next week we'll do first the single pattern candles, right? Because this is just the basic stuff. Okay. Any questions? Last call. Hope this was useful. ठीक है, चलिए. We'll see next week. We have a lot of things to cover in technicals only, right? We have roughly 133 slides to do. Okay, so you will have enough learning, and it is all practical learning, right? It is not theory. So you are now, only thing which I want you to do is just open your charts and start exploring them, right? Understand what kind of candle, just what is just under, try to think what is happening in this chart, right? See, whatever we discussed, a lot of candles you would have seen here, right? What is the open, what is the high, what is the close, why is it happening? Just start thinking on that, those lines, right? See, if you see the weekly chart, we also learned about the uptrend. It's a kind of an uptrend, right? So this is the high, this is the high, this is the high. So it keep on going up and up and up. We discussed about sideways. It is a perfect example of sideways. So if you see here, it is exact, not, it's not exact at the same point, but if you can create a channel, is the stock is moving in a particular channel only. So it is an example of sideways. Okay. Chaliye, we'll meet next week and then we'll continue this. Okay. Thank you.